Well, today the National Theatre will be reopening to the public performances, and to speak to us about what this means for the sector, we have the ED, Francine Saojede. He happens to be the Executive Director of the Uganda National Council, rather Culture Council, and then we have Mr. Diplok Segawa, an artist in the performing industry. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning. Good morning.
You're very lucky you're on a set when I've just hosted a prophet.
Can you imagine?
A man who talks to Jesus as and whenever he wishes.
Yes.
Lord have mercy. You know, days and times.
Here we are.
I will write a book about my memories in media.
Why not?
Good to see you, Mr. Segawa.
Nice
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
Eddie,
yes.
Today we are opening at the National Theatre.
Yes.
I am one of those who has always frequented the place every Thursday, my wife and I, purposely to, you know, to rejuvenate our energy.
The comedy night.
And go for comedy.
Yes.
But again, at times there are instances where we've had some plays and skits that resonate with the society conversations.
Yes.
What does this mean to you as an executive director who is at the helm of the Cultural Center?
First of all, good morning, viewers and listeners. I want to thank you for hosting us this morning. I think it is a very exciting morning for me. Yeah. Because today we are officially opening the art and culture sector. Officially, I use the word officially. Yeah. As an institution, and we have a lined up program for the whole day starting this afternoon. But I can't say that for the last 2 or so years the sector has been completely locked. Yeah. And you know what it means when you are locked in a house. You have no activity going on. You have no resources. You really in your own world. Survival mode. Survival mode. It's been tough for the sector. I hear you. It's really been tough for the sector. And therefore, when the president came out and said the sector, the entire economy is open, you could see the excitement. Oh dear. You'll notice, you'll see it straight away. We sampled. We were doing the e-concerts. Yeah. We're doing it with yourselves and NBS and others. But we sampled last week. We were in Arua. Yeah. And we did a concert there. Yeah. You'd see the excitement. I really want to thank you. There were many massive people that wanted, and everybody wanted to be on the stage. The same applied to even Lira. Lira was, some people were on the trees watching, you know. It's very exciting. In the night, people climb trees to be part of this. We are going to continue with the same, and this after the burial of the Morimor, and our condolences to the people of Teso, where we're going to have a show on Sunday. Wow. And that would be massive. Mr. Segawa, your ED speaks with authority, and I, for one, I was one of those who was in leader. I saw a mammoth. It was not a crowd. Then that's good. It was a mammoth. Then that's the same applied in leader. Yes. Ideally, we should be in Soroti this weekend, correct? Yes. All this that is going on, you as a performing artist in the industry, given that today you're home. Yes, we're home. Is getting open. What does this mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot because, as you know, as the ED has said, and as the public knows, we've been in limbo. Yeah. And with creativity, you always have something to offer after cooking it in the head, rehearsing it, then you want to offer it to the society. So how are you holding up? Because I didn't see a lot of plays on digital. And we're used to the theaters, you guys changing costumes back and forth. Yes. Here we were 2 years yet to be maybe on digital platforms. Yeah, some like me, the musicians had the chance to be on digital platforms, and the people in drama put on a few skits. But then, in reality, art is for real. You want to interact with the audience. Yeah, it thrives because you are communicating a message. Yeah. So you always want to see the reaction of the person when you sing a song and you mention a word, the tune, the way you entertain. You want that communication to come through. So it was really bad. But thank God, today we are at the National Theatre, and from then back on stage. Segawa, you as an artist,
do you in one way or the other wish, or you feel that this was a blessing in disguise? Maybe these were some of the ideas you used to lobby to the likes of the ED and the board, but they would never buy it because they wouldn't understand it.
Yes.
Do you think this was an opportunity for them to, this was the aha moment?
Yeah, at times things come in a bad way. There is a saying that a craftsman mistake becomes a design.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So when a problem comes, you get to know how to solve it. You start to think of, because those digital platforms, thinking of performing without the people, I wouldn't have, some of us who have been in the field for 30 years plus, we couldn't imagine that it would work. But at the same time, when you get some point of quietness, there is a lot of creativity that comes in it.
Back.
Yes, and you find that people who are in the struggling in problems, they create a lot.
That's true.
They create a lot. I've always told people
because
that
you get in a state of utopia, you have to find a solution.
Yes. When South Africa was in Apathetic, we used to get a lot of music from there.
No. Even up to today.
Yes.
When you go to South Africa, when they're singing, their intonation, the tones,
the energy,
they come from deep within, because Apathetic shaped it. Their mode of singing.
So this problem of COVID and the lockdown made people sit back. Although we are many, some put on material that is half-baked, but then the serious ones sat and concentrated on creating. So now we are going to give out what we have been creating for a long time, and I trust the public will enjoy it.
Great conversation. We just can't wait to be back in the theaters. Edie,
yes,
when we talk about all this, what have you done as a board or as a leadership team with regards to make sure that we have safety nets in case such a scenario comes back again?
I think what we have been doing is, first of all, the COVID-19 lockdown has been a blessing in disguise. You realize that our sector, in quotes, was a little bit disorganized.
Yes, it was.
But during this time that we're in a lockdown, we used it to be able to reorganize the sector. We have put in place structures. We've put in place systems. We have, even now, we're building up a digital platform which is to be used by the artists for purposes of not only showcasing their works, but also for purposes of making sure that they earn from it. So that, you know, when you have your music uploaded, then it's played on the YouTube. So it means that all over the world, you will be able to people will be able to watch, and anybody who clicks on it, you have money coming to your pocket.
Now, when you speak about the money, how have you protected the rights of Ugandan creative intellectual property, per se? How have you protected them? We have had issues on these conversations about artists feeling like they're being ripped off by the organizations, artists feeling that their opinions are not well represented to the powers that be. Now that the economy is opened and our home as creative arts is being opened, what do we have to protect their money? And what channels do we have that they're going to be getting their money directly? If not, Segawa first get them, Segawa takes off a portion. By the time it reaches to me, it does not make sense anymore.
First of all, I think the biggest problem we have had was the knowledge. You see, there is a law in place, and a very good law. You just need to do a little bit of amendments that protects the rights of artists, and there's a copyright law, and it's very clear, and you know, it's a good law in my view. But unfortunately, the public, and especially the artists, do not understand it and do not appreciate it, and maybe because a lot of it is in English, and we need to, in future, try to also customize it in the different languages so that people can appreciate. But the law is there. Now, the only missing link that was there was the aspect of enforcement of the law, which I think over this period, the URSB together with us, we've been able to set up, you know, the enforcement team. And we are actually saying that apart from that, the easiest way is for us to be able to link ourselves worldwide. And UPRS is coming on board to make sure that whatever you know, if you're a member, because we're encouraging all artists to become members of the Uganda Performing Rights Society, so that once you are a member, that means that any music that you perform or any creativity that you've done, you'll be able to upload it with them. And immediately you upload with them, they become a party in terms of protection of your rights. So you're protected worldwide. Yes. Nice. You're protected worldwide, you're protected in the country, and you earn, and you keep earning every single moment that anybody touches on you. On your song or on your works, you're getting making money. So that's one way in which we want to ensure that artists are protected. We have also been working with the Uganda National, we've been working with all other entities that are related. UCC, for instance, we're saying that we need a partnership, because we earlier on had, you know, we're working as silos. Yeah. But this has helped us to come back and then work with all the parties, you know, that are involved in the art and sector. So you can be sure that, and we've also been doing a lot of trainings. Okay. We've recently got support from the government.
But have the trainings been cutting across the board?
Yes.
That not only in Kampala, but in Lango, in the Bukidi sub-region, in the west?
We have been accused, for instance, that we were in Gulu for a long time. And you know that accusation. But we're doing a lot of training.
So is it true? Well, there's so much in the West Nile for a long time.
But I think, okay, they are concentrated in Kampala, but there has to be a beginning.
Yeah.
Sure.
I know.
Yes.
But you see, Segawa, you represent the artists.
Yes.
I'm imagining one artist who is in Bukomansimbi, maybe Zimbabwe, or Mitoma district, and they just want their craft to be out in the void.
Yes.
When we have these conversations around Kampala, I need to know, and the country needs to know, these training it is talking about, are they cutting across? Do we have a team that goes to the districts and they train the artists on that end? And what is the final model that brings them closer to the national conversation?
I would advise that they take it up.
And I can tell you, I can tell you that what you are talking about is already in our major plans.
Okay. That's good.
We have put them as a major plan, and we have already agreed, and I think the budget should be coming soon. We have put it that we're going to be doing not only regional trainings, but we're actually going to do district trainings. Okay. And this is tied up with the parish development model. So you'll find us down there doing it at the lowest level that you can talk about, at the parish level, and so we've intertwined it, and therefore you'll be able to see us more in the ground than here.
Mr. Segawa, COVID-19 comes, the industry shut down and all that.
Yes.
We are having a new breed of entertainers and artists.
Yes.
They play their small skits online, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter. How are we going to bring them in? Because our media, not like any other industry, we have what they call the media gatekeepers. In the arts industry, we don't embrace someone who is not of ours.
Yes.
The entrance is tight. Edie knows what I'm talking about. Yes. Some people will come and they do interviews. They will do a lot of rehearsals, but they're never given the entrance.
Yes.
How ready are we as artists to allow the young crop to get into our spaces, that we can nurture them, we can, you know, give them the support they need and see them glow? Okay,
all I would advise is that you don't keep yourself closed. You interact with the others, and that's when you develop even your talent.
Nice.
It's always good not to keep yourself indoors or to keep yourself with only the people who understand you, but we need to interact and share, because art is, as we know it, it's just a talent and it's God-given. You learn a lot from others. So it's always good now that we have opened, because even many young artists always call us on when they get your phone. I have a song, I am in Mitiana, they tell you. But we've always been telling them that there is always what we call a jam session on Mondays. When it opens up, I hope the National Culture Center is going to take it up. The jam session. Yes. So young people come and they watch, and then they are able to display their talent and then start collaborations with other people.
Slowly by slowly.
Yes, and we give advice.
About that, there is exploitation in the arts industry. A young girl will call one of the big talents in the industry and say, I want to be a part of that play, I want to be part of that movie, and they're exploited that they have to pay some little money. Beyond the elbow, they equally take the relationship a notch higher. This is happening in the arts industry. What are we doing to fight against such vices?
I think that is a moral aspect, and it has grown because of the family values.
From the homes?
Yes, from the homes. Because if people are not guided when they are young, and they get to this stardom, sometimes, then when they are not ready, you find that there are people who can guard and are straight in the line, they won't do such.
Because they're disciplined.
But then, the way to avoid it is again by collaborations and being open. You know, whatever, if there is no communication, there is a lot that goes on.
Assumptions around.
That's why I would always urge that the Uganda National Cultural Center opens those the interaction with the artists a lot, so that there are open days whereby people can talk problems about the problems. Even I would advise that we could have like a counseling department in the UNCC where people can come and confide.
Do we protect the young talents when they come? Let me give you an example. A young talent comes and says, Mr. Sega, with all due respect, he has asked this way beyond my level or his level, and I feel he's the director of that particular play or he's the director of that particular song. Are you going to protect Segawa you've known for years, or you're going to protect the young generation?
I think I mentioned right from the beginning that we at the beginning had challenges of being disjointed and we're trying to do things on our own. But we've been able to do a lot of
the structures.
Now, using our structures, the next thing that we've already talked about is to develop codes of conduct. And we're saying that the institution that we run must be run on the basis of codes of conduct, which we must all subscribe to. We must subscribe to it, and then we would also move a little further and saying we need to professionalize the sector. And therefore, in the process of professionalizing, there are going to be a lot of things that you do, and you will be registered or deregistered.
Depending on your conduct.
That is very
and I think that's the path we're taking. And once we reach there and you know that you're professional, no professional would want to lose his professional values. Therefore, you'll find that there are certain things that you never want to be part of.
So, Director, in a minute as you're finalizing this conversation, what should we expect today? Today is the opening. What do we have?
Today is a big day for us. And we are calling all the artists to be there. We have a lineup of activities. Our chief convener is our minister, who is going to be there at 2 o'clock. He will be there. And then our guest of honor will be the ambassador of France, the French ambassador.
He has already supported us.
Yes, he's there and he's really worked with us. And we have a host of the KCCA executive director will be there. We really have a lot of people that have confirmed their attendance.
So is the entrance for free?
No, it's free for today. Everybody should come. Free. You don't have to worry about paying or anything. I am even thinking about a lot of concessions to give. But we're saying that it's a big day for us. We want everybody to come, and from today on, we want art to start booming. The artists should start going out, and they should start making money, and because the sector is open.
Well, there you have it. That happens to be the ED of the Uganda National Cultural Center, Francis Ojede, and we had Diplock Segawa as an artist, and they've given us insights now that their home is open. I'll take a break for now, and I'll return. Good morning.